Hello and welcome back to Minecraft All the Mods 10. As you can see, I've set up a couple of beehives, because I had one up in the structure there. It was under the bell that used to be on that second floor there. And I ended up basically getting the honeycomb to set up a second one. I lured some bees over from a natural hive I found that spawned to the other side of the colony. And the reason I did this is basically because there was a smallpox outbreak in the colony. And I kind of wanted to get that taken care of, before, it got to be too big of a problem. The smallpox cure for the colonists are honey and a golden apple. And with our current setup, honey is actually the hard part of the equation. So I got a couple of that. I lured two bees over, bred them up a couple of times. We've got 4 bees total. I'll probably get a couple more at some point. Not too big a deal. Um I got the smallpox under control. So that is all set. Although it did remind me, I do need to set up a small farm for some carrots and potatoes to take care of influenza. And then I don't remember what the third condition is and what that takes. There we go. I was kind of just waiting for that last honey so that I had a little bit on hand. And now we'll just let them do their thing, and I will try to remember to harvest that every so often. I'm just going to stick those up there just so I have them. Let me do the carrot and potatoes thing, because I think I don't have very much in the line of carrots. I have 2. Alright, and then potato. I will just plant 2 as well. Oops, I said 2. That's fine. Do I have my stone hoe? Yes, I do. Which is all you need. I mean, all you need is a wooden one, but let's face it, there is no reason to not make, stone tools. So we'll just kind of... What in the world, a worm? Okay. What are you used for? Nothing, apparently. You know what? Into my bag you go. So that I can not think about you anymore. Okay, there we go. Got that done. Our bees are doing their happy bee thing. The stone hoe can go back from whence it came, which was actually up there. Okay, so last time we finished getting our minigun fully charged. I have a fully charged air canister array. There are 2 armor-piercing minigun ammos loaded in there. I should probably make a couple more. It'll hold 4. Um, let's just kind of do that really quick. Ammo. Armor-piercing requires the regular. That is not a problem. Armor-piercing takes some diamonds and a little bit of additional that. That's fine. I believe I crouch, right-clicked. Yeah, there we go. All right, so that is full on ammo. That's all we need for that. So, we have a ranged weapon for fighting the dragon. In my mind, this means we need 2 more things in preparation for the actual dragon fight. We need some better armor, and we need a melee weapon. And since we've got a bunch of mechanism stuff, the first thing that comes to mind for a powerful melee weapon is the atomic disassembler. So let's take a look at that. The atomic disassembler. Yeah, because it counts as a weapon. It's all kinds of stuff. All right, let's take a look. What do you take? Okay, you taken all the Modium pickaxe. That was a little bit more than I thought. Basic induction cell. Lithium dust. Okay. Because I don't think I have the stuff. Because, yeah, I need the template found in suspicious clay in ancient cities. We could go back to the ancient city. Well, you know what? There is one other thing I haven't mentioned. So I would like to have the armor first, and I'd like to have some sort of weapon. I have enough to turn this netherite pickaxe into it, but we're gonna need that. That's the problem. We need that one. Do I? I don't think I have any more netherite at the moment. I could get some though. I can do that off screen. Yeah, I'm thinking. All right, armor. We need armor. We need. How did you get out? Well, at least you put yourself back in. Okay. Armor. Armor is a need. We're gonna need. Oh, here, we put that lead away too. There's armor, and of course, we can upgrade our jetpack. Let's upgrade our jetpack really quick, if we can. I think, even with the diamonds I've been using. Oh, jeez. All right. This I should have paid a little bit closer attention to sooner. Yeah, just a bit. I have been moving this stuff from time to time, but this is definitely an instance where I got super focused on the colony, and things slipped. You can do that. Let's grab those diamond bits. We're going to need to do some of the other stuff here too, but I'm thinking for the moment, let's just get those put away. Let's get all the diamonds we can, which is another 23. Alright, we definitely have the stuff. Well, okay, I say definitely. Alright, let's move some of this stuff out of here. That is a lot of that. We can just put that in the system here. I should really hook this up so that it just starts drawing stuff into the system, although I might need some more drives. Or, storage cells, as those are called. That's a lot of dirt essence, too. That'll do for the moment. For clearing this stuff out, at least. Alright. And you put these amethyst seeds. I pulled the amethyst seeds, put the essence ones back in, because we're going to need a lot of essence. Alright, let's look at the jetpack. You get to become this. What do I have in the line of emeralds? There's another good question. Okay, so I don't have enough emeralds. Let's see what it takes to get a seed. The seed thing should be up here somewhere, right? There you are. Alright. Supremium Essence. That's not too bad. It's a good thing I left myself 4. I obviously did that on purpose, realizing I was going to need 4 to do the thing, but alright, let's see. I did not hit the... there was a button I missed. Emerald Seed. There you are. Alright, so we need that. Good. Alright. I don't think... Yeah, let's, Ooh. Alright. You know what? Really quick, since I heard that thing go off, let's just sleeping bag. I don't want to go all the way up to the bed at the moment. There we go. I have my nice little sleeping bag for just such an emergency. Alright. I have my Master Infusion Crystal. I can go you, and I can do that. And I can grab a considerable amount of that. Hey, what part to do that are you not getting? Alright, put these guys... You know what, I'm going to move that over there, just to make this a little bit less of a headache. Alright. Boop, 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 boop. As much of you as you will give me. I know, I could do it this way. And then as much of you as you'll give me. Alright, I'm going to need 4 of you, that's fine. And then we will continue our process. Oh, you know what? I'm actually going to need 5 of you because I'm going to need the dirt to put you in too. And I still had enough to get 2 Insanium Essence. Which appears to be the first of them I've gotten? Okay. Oh, no, wait a minute. I know what I did. Did I? I'm going to check this in a moment. Let's check this. I think I had enough to make a block. Yeah, I had enough to make a block, and I put it in here so that we could, basically work towards our Althemodium seed. Right. Okay. So what I have left is what I have left, with a little bit more coming in, of course. Let's get those emeralds. Let's make the seed. Let's make the dirt. And then I'm going to have to find some place to put it. Emerald. Can I just be like... let's... There we go. Alright, let's get this seed made. Yeah, I'm going to need to... You know what? I'll swap out this. I will even take the dirt. We can put the seed in there. I don't remember why I was growing wheat, but it must have been important for some reason. I went to the wrong bloody floor. Look at me, all kinds of focus today, he said, sarcastically. Get on there. I said get on there. This double-clicking thing is really annoying me. There's the possibility it is just my trackball that is doing it. I don't know. I haven't really seen it in any context other than Minecraft, though. So, it's a question. Alright, let's grab our stone. Oh, can I just do this? Yes, I can. I did not even need to go to a crafting table for that. Let's put you and you away. Alright, let's go have you replace that wheat. Bam, bam. Okay, there we go. That is prep for later. Because I do want to tier up to basically the max I can reasonably get at the moment. Because we can't... I have the Althemodium, but it would involve breaking up the blocks. So I don't want to do that. Alright, so I guess we're on to armor then. What do we have for armor? Well, let's see. Beyond the existent, basic Minecraft armors, which, let's just, for reference, alright, we're looking at the chest plate. 8 armor, 3 toughness. That has knockback resistance, so that's interesting. So it is 8 armor, 3 toughness. That's what we're kind of looking to beat in some sort of modded. Now, obviously, enables creative flight, blah, blah, blah. Not really viable. And even the thing before it, where it's like the nano chest plate, I would have to build an assembler first off. Have a netherite chest plate. Polyethylene nylon. I have no idea how to even make those. Like the rest of that stuff I could make. But how do I make polyethylene? A chemical reactor apparently from ethylene. And tiny chromium dust or tiny lead dust. Tiny lead dust isn't too bad. Distillery? From cracked fuel or naphtha? Like, look at this. That's a whole chain of stuff. Haven't even gotten close to. So, that right out. What else do we got? Scarecrow stuff. Pyromancer robe is 8 armor. Doesn't have the toughness, but... Okay, so there's all those armors. Ooh, priest robes. Yeah, okay, that looks like an entire tree of stuff that I just don't like. Lapis. Refined obsidian, 12 armor, 5 toughness. Wow. That might be a good option. 12 armor, 5 toughness, and 20 knockback resistance. The osmium chestplate is the same as the netherite, so that's not bad. That's definitely an option. There is the entire essence plates. Let's see what the supremium has to offer. 10 armor, 3 toughness. It's basically, yeah, the refined obsidian seems to be a little bit better just because it has that knockback resistance. I think that might be our route. Fiery chestplate from the Twilight Forest. Oh, Twilight Forest is in this pack. That's interesting. Ironwood. Okay. That's pretty good as well. Undead Revive. Where do you come from? You are... Alright, I guess you're a drop or something, because you're not showing how to make you. Alright, so the refined obsidian does seem to be the way to go. Now, where was it? It was there. Refined obsidian. Alright. And we're making refined obsidian already, right? I mean, we've got the osmium compressor. Refined obsidian dust, which is just diamond obsidian dust. Yeah, and we get a lot of obsidian dust, like 8 from, or there 4 from the sag mill, 4 from the crusher. Okay, 4 still isn't bad. And we've got some obsidian to work with because we were getting obsidian. Oh yeah, look at this. We've got a bunch of obsidian to work with. Alright. And we can go diamond. We have some diamonds. Look at that. I think 44 was the amount we actually need, so we could theoretically use that much diamond. We're not. We're going to use less and go with the enrichment chamber method. Alright, let me get some refined obsidian made since we've made that before, and I will come back when we're actually crafting the armors. Alright, we are back, and there's a mob playing music in the background. Our refined obsidian is ready. I've made a little bit extra because I was looking at the swords, and I was looking at what could I reasonably make in a relatively short amount of time. And of course, the refined obsidian sword is 12 attack damage, which that's better than a netherite sword. You know, it's not as good as an all-the-modium sword, but we can't really do that yet. So I was like, okay, that looks like a good option. The only other option, I mean, there's some stuff here like the giant sword. There's also 12 attack damage, you know, so it's comparable to that. 40 attack damage for a glass sword, which looks like it's really just a, you know, a drop in, was it Twilight Forest? Yeah, Twilight Forest. But then I was looking at the swords here. The Inferium sword for Prudentium. Oh, look, Tertium is 13, but that's all the way up there. And then, of course, to get the best that we could get in a short amount of time would be the Supremium sword. We need 4 of the Insanium blocks for the seed, and then we're going to need 4 more. Let's see. For the magical soil. So it would be best if we're not using essence for much of anything else. I mean, I know I just made the emerald seed, but that's gonna basically we can't use another thing to upgrade the jetpack. So, yeah, that was kind of a necessity. So I'm thinking the sword, making the sword out of refined obsidian would probably be a good idea. Treated stick, yes, any stick. Alright, so we can just grab a stick. Look, I have a stick. And make ourselves a refined obsidian sword, which is much better than our current sword. Bam. And we can always enchant it too. Quest complete, refined obsidian sword. Alright. Is it night? It looks like it's night. Let's sleep really quick so we don't end up with more musical mobs spawning. I don't like recording while those things are going, but the obsidian was done, so... Alright. Let's get our chest plate, and I want to put this on just to make sure it's not going to do anything weird like slow us down. Doesn't seem to. I didn't get that POV change that'll happen when... Really? You're giving me the steel chest plate thing now that I took it off. Okay, weird. Alright, let's do that, and then we're going to do some of that. That's alright. Well, you and you. And then we need our boots. And we're done. We actually still have 6 left over. I just made it in the amount that the enriched diamond would give us, because I figure at some point we're going to end up using 6 more refined iron. It's not a big deal. Alright, our mending gold pants. And our extra step height boots, which are also plus luck. Alright, now obviously we're not going to get rid of those. Those 2 at least are going to go into the gold backpack. Our steel we aren't going to need. There's no reason to have for the steel. Not when the refined obsidian is a direct upgrade. Now, we've got all this. The question becomes, what sort of enchantments do we want? That ends up being the thing, because we have this guy here. I don't have a whole lot of levels, but I have some. So what can we do in here? Well, let's see. Bane of Arthropods, no. Curse, no. Refined Obsidian Sword. Oh, wait, that's capturing? Catalyst. What is Catalyst? Killing mobs will spread skull. No. Why would I want a comb cutter? Discharge, ensnare. No. How about, can we get just like some basic... Oh, see, this is all the stuff in the regular anvil. What am I looking there for? I want... Oh. Can you not get enchanted in the... That's okay, because we can do the enchanted books from there as well. So let's see. Curse of Breaking, no. Bane of Arthropods, capturing. Oh, I started back at the beginning. I thought I was one more back. Okay, that's just a repair. That's just a repair. Unusing. Okay, interesting. Unbreaking. You know, I mean, we're not worried about breaking it too much. I mean, if I was going to get anything, I'd get Mending. Sweeping Edge. Tombstone Soulbound. Soulbound. Soul Looting. Smite Undead Mobs. Sharpness. Basic bitch-ass sharpness. That's reasonable, as long as we have 3 levels left after getting it. I mean, that just might be the thing, because I think I'm not necessarily going to need to do up the armor a whole lot, but some extra sharpness on the sword. Let's see. All right, so sharpness, that exists. No, no. Here we go, sharpness 5. Nether quartz, lapis, book, and quill. Super simple. I didn't see how many levels it takes. Oh, okay. 36 levels. All right, we can't do sharpness 5. We can do sharpness 4, but we'll need to earn a little bit extra in order to put it on the sword. That's more reasonable, at least. All right, so let's make a book and quill. I don't have a book. I have the stuff to make a book, though. All right. Book and quill. And we're going to need some nether quartz. I don't know how much what you wanted, but alright, let's grab some lapis. Alright, let's get this going. You. It was like... Alright, that's too much. There we go. Sharpness 4. Bam, done. Alright, this sword will have sharpness 4. All we need to do, let me put some of this junk away, is get just a couple more levels. I should be able to do that just from some random, like, killing of, mob, like, neutral mobs even. Like, I might even just come over here and be like, haha, I have a bitch-ass sword. Bam! Look at that. Yeah, because this has a ton of durability on it. So let me just get a little bit more levels and then we'll get that put on. And then we're just waiting on Jetpack. And then we can do the, like, Eyes of Ender and stuff and go and try and find the actual portal. Let me be right back after I kill some more, harmless creatures. Alright, a little bit of killing later, and we've got plenty of levels. I only need 4, I've just gotten myself 5, so we'll have a little bit left over. And I got a drop that reminded me of something. I got the miniature red heart, which reminds me that there are ways to increase my total health, which also might be something I want to look at before heading to the dragon. Just a thought, but I figure it won't hurt to look. Because I think there's also a food thing involved, isn't there? Nourishing enough to improve your health. I mean, I've been eating this ham and not cooking any of the food or anything. So I'm kind of curious about what will go on there. Now, what do we need for the miniature red heart? Because I know if I make it into a heart canister, that works. So let's see. Heart canister. Wither bone, relic apple, canister. The canister's probably easy. Yeah, that's easy enough. The wither bone, probably dropped by wither skeletons. No recipe. Relic apple, not terribly hard now that we also have emerald seeds. Okay, so we might want to do a little bit of a detour into the nether to get some wither bones. Unfortunately, clicking on it means that there is no loot fabricator recipe for it from them, so it'll have to actually be live kills, which is annoying. I do have a bunch of these, I think. Yeah, I've got 8, so I could theoretically, if I could get 8 of those wither bones, I could increase my number of hearts by 8, which is almost double my hearts. There's 10 hearts. So, that might not be a bad idea. Do a little bit of wither hunting. I got the spider trophy because I killed 10 spiders total. Yeah, so that might be a good idea too. Let's get this sword enchanted. That's the wrong... There we go. Thing. There we go. Enchantment cost 4. Let's just kind of look. Increases damage of the item. There we go. Looks pretty good to me. And if it so happens that we end up with a little bit more levels, enough extra levels, we could put like unbreaking or mending or something like that on this sword as well. So that's not necessarily a bad thing. But that is going to have to wait for next episode. What did we do? We got our sword. We got our armor. All right? We are... theoretically, we are a jetpack away. However, I do want to kind of see... Not eaten yet. What does it taste like? Not eaten yet. What does it taste like? We're going to look into the possibility of using the food to increase our health as well. So, next time, nether, food. And if we get enough stuff done through that, it will get into making the Ender Eyes so that we can find our way to the dragon. One more planned episode of prep, possibly two, and then it'll be dragon time. But that is going to do it for this episode. So, until next time, have a good one.